it's Amber. So this weekend I'm going to do things just a little differently for the bunny challenge. Yesterday my husband and I went to Joann's and we got some new paper. We got this paper palette, we saw it, and it's marker paper. And I've never used marker paper before, so I figured I'd use this. I also did get pen and ink paper, and I do plan on using that at some point in the future. Don't know when, but I think that will be fun at some point. But yeah, you know, figured I have the paper. I'm using markers for this challenge. Why not try out the marker paper? So, you know, without further ado, let's get into it.
So while this video is about the marker paper and my thoughts on it, I can't help but also tell you guys what was going through my head and how I created the drawing that you guys will see me using. So that is why you guys are seeing me sketch here right now. And just to let you guys know, with this drawing, of course, it is for the bunny challenge. So the word of the day was shark. I believe this was on the 23rd of this month. So I had a few ideas that were going through my head. Mainly I was thinking, well, I want this shark to kind of be scary, and I want Winston to kind of be like scuba diving. That was one key, those were like two key things I had going through my head for this. So I thought of different things. As you saw, I tried the whole in a cage, seeing the shark. Right now you can see I drew Winston trying to swim away from this shark. There was a couple different things I wanted to do. I didn't want to make this like super scary, but like I also didn't want to make it like not scary. I kind of want it kind of like cute and funny in some ways, but I just wanted it to be a shark. I wanted it to be like maybe the shark actually isn't like that bad, but then it turned into like, you know, is he good? Is he bad? You don't know. I did one other sketch just to sort of get, like, at least one or two other sketches to sort of get an idea. And I loved the idea of, like, just seeing the shark's teeth, you know, him just smiling. I thought that would be really fun for this drawing. And it was. I didn't really know what kind of shark I was going for in the beginning. In the end, I did look up references for when making the actual drawing of scuba diving equipment as well as sharks, and one shark I ended up settling on was sand shark or sand tiger shark. I've heard it, from what I understand, it can be called as well. So yeah, and I just love the idea of Winston being terrified by this thing, because why not? Here you see me opening my sketchpad for the first time, because this is the first time I've used this, the first drawing, the first lines being put on it. I did notice that my sketching lines were not as visible on camera. At least I just noticed that now. I think that's because, like I'll mention later in the video, there isn't a lot of grit to this paper. It is super smooth and slick. Like, just putting your hand on it, it's just so smooth. And when you look at it, it's really thin. It feels really thin, and you almost think, you know, the marker would bleed right through, but it doesn't. And you can't really get really super heavy lines on this stuff either because of how smooth it is, which is kind of a benefit when you need to make sketches, because it came off really easy later on. And you just see my pen gliding on this paper. My pen was just sliding right through. It was, this paper was so fun to work with.
So I feel I need to show just how easy it is to erase off of this paper, because this is marker paper. There's like almost no grit to it. It's so smooth, but like my pen was gliding on this, as I'm sure you noticed. But look at how this erases. Oh, like almost none of the pencil lines stay. Like compared to when I've used it on other paper, I have a hard time. And I mean, it's almost impossible to go hard on this paper too. which is, you know, that's pretty cool because I'm a bit hard-handed, and I'm happy with this because I like to use pencil for my line arts, or like for my sketches so I can get my line arts and stuff. But man, look at that. It's almost clear. There's almost no color whatsoever from it. The pencil. I am liking this paper a lot. So one little predicament I do have with the paper so far, and it's just because I don't have the proper equipment, is that it's bigger than my scanner. So luckily I have the technology of my phone to take care of that. But that is so far the only problem I've got. I think the next step here, now that we're coloring it, is to just see how different markers work on it. Now I could have just tested this beforehand, but what's the point in that when I can just make this drawing? So yeah, just to be safe, like usual, if I can find my sheet, oh there it is. I'm going to use this sheet that I have been using to just sort of be on the back of it, just in case there is a little bleed through. I'm going to be using water-based markers. First off, I don't know how that's going to work or not. But we'll see. I don't think these water-based markers will bleed through. They shouldn't. They haven't bled through anything else, but like I said, just gotta see how it goes. I am using a mix of water-based and occasionally some alcohol-based materials. So, because it's all that I have just some random assortment of markers, so yeah, we'll just have to see how things go. Alright, let's see how that looks on the other side. Ooh, okay, so kind of like what I thought. No real bleed through. I'm going to finish up the rest of these water-based markers, and then I'm going to try some more markers that do have a tendency to bleed through, like my Sharpie, my Bics, and I may use my Copics, I'm not sure. We'll just have to see how things go. Alright, I'm going to do this again with the sheet in the back. If I can get the right piece of paper, because this is very thin paper. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this black Bic marker that I got, because finally we got some new black Bic markers, because all of our black markers dried out for some reason. So I'm going to use this, and I'm going to see if this bleeds through to the back, because this tends to bleed through everything else. So let's just see how that works. So it does show, but didn't go on the paper. I am going to try like this. It could, like it does show here. I don't know if you could see that entirely. It did come out just a little bit, but it doesn't look, it went through more than everything else, but it doesn't look as though it will go on to the other piece. So I'm going to try this a little more, and this time without the sheet behind, just see how it happens. If I go through a sheet, I go through a sheet. It's okay. There's 100 of them here. And I kind of wanted to see if it will go on the other side. I imagine if I went too hard with this, like, and layered too much, it might, but that's with anything. So, yeah. And if you're wondering why I didn't just use the same black marker I used for the suit, the diving suit, it's because this Bic marker actually is more dark and a little more solid than my brush marker that I had there. So I want to use that more solid and darkness there just to sort of show a little bit of difference in textures perhaps. Whether it shows very well or not is, well, you can see. So, yeah. So let's just see, did that, nothing. There's nothing on the back. That makes me very happy. So yeah, I think I love this paper, and I cannot wait to use more of this as throughout the rest of the month. I think I will be using this the rest of the month onward. So yeah, let's just see everything that I make then. Let's go and finish this drawing.
So when coloring this shark, I used all my Copics, or almost all my Copics, because I tend to have, right now I have a lot of browns and oranges. Oh, not a lot, but I have a handful of them. And from what I could tell about the sand shark is that it is primarily like orangish, brownish looking. You know, it looks like sand, I guess. That's why it has its name. And it's covered in little dark spots from all the images that I found. I just kept looking at different reference photos online. Just, yeah. Nothing too much. And like I said, this paper is great. My Copics did not bleed. I layered at least 5 markers, I want to say, on one spot. Well, at least somewhere between 3 and 5 on one spot, and it was real good. There was hardly any feathering, at least that I'm aware of. My markers did get a little out of lines, but that's because I'm still learning to use them and getting used to the feel of them for a couple of things. But man, did I love this, and man, did I love using my Copics. Gotta get more of those things for sure, because this shark, chef's kiss, amazing, absolutely beautiful in my opinion. I loved this drawing, and you know, if you check me out on Twitter, you can see some of my other drawings that I did with this, especially for the 25th, because oh man, that drawing was amazing and fun and cute, and I used a lot of Copics on that. I used a couple Copics on that too, and oh, this paper mixed with the Copics, just great. I love it. I'm looking forward to the future of my marker art.
So, one thing I noticed about this sketch pad is I can't really flip it and close the back of it. I'd either have to, this is from yesterday and it's already coming out, so that's not really a problem, but it's not my favorite thing to do when I have a sketch pad. But still, I like this paper, gonna continue using it. Just means I gotta put these in sheets or folders or something to keep them good. So can I just say I am very happy that I purchased that marker paper. I'm so thankful my husband convinced me to do it, because, you know, I don't think I would have gotten it otherwise. And I'm happy I got it, because it doesn't bleed. It legit doesn't bleed. It's good marker paper. I'm telling you guys, if you see this marker paper like anywhere, I would consider buying it. My Copics didn't even bleed through it, and from what I understand, Copics are notorious for bleeding. So yeah, definitely get this paper if you can find it. As usual, you guys can find me on Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, and Ko-fi. Links will be down in the description. I'm going to have some videos somewhere up here that you guys can check out if you want. And I hope to see all of you guys next week when I break down what I learned from the bunny challenge this year and what I hope to do in the future. In the meantime, I hope you guys all have an inspirational week, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye!